Hello, internet people. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, this morning, well, it's morning my time, I'm going to sew a dress. I got this super cute little baggy doll from a thrift store over the weekend. And since I have the day off today, I am going to sew up a dress for her. And here, let's put this here because it's just kind of interesting itself. So you can see here, it was originally 97 cents and from Kmart. And it just says, I got it for $4.99. And it says, dress up doll, soft vinyl head, rooted lifelike hair. And on the back, it says, manufactured in Hong Kong for Kmart. And pretty interesting, because this is something you really don't see these days, which is a nude doll in a baggie. Just waiting to get clothes. She kept these shoes, these little shoes. And it looks like originally her hair, there's a thing at the bottom. Her hair was like held flat. It was pretty interesting. It has a barcode. So I would say late 70s, early 80s maybe. I'd have to check when barcodes really started. But look at this art. Super cute. And yeah, I'm gonna sew a little dress for her. I was thinking originally like, oh, she looks kind of, you know, like 50s, maybe I'd give her like a, but then I'm like looking and I'm like, girl is kind of like a rectangle. So she's gonna get an A-line shift dress. And I picked the pattern. It's this one's actually from Leica Chan. Leica, whatever. From that, because she looks about the same size. I might have to adjust it because, as you can see, this is a quite a bit longer waistline, and I don't think her waistline's that long. So, but you're gonna see how I've got to adjust this. And then I got some really funky fabric. This is not vintage. This is a modern designer fabric. I think it says Sally Kelly on it. I don't quite remember what who made it or whatever the thing is, but it is a modern. And then I got some really cute lace that I might put, I'm thinking either on the front or on the hem. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go through the process. Might not narrate over it, might just put text. But yeah, I'll show you the process of what I make, how I kind of do can't think, need more coffee. There we go. The process for how I go and sew my dolls. Sew clothes for my dolls. There we go. Yeah, sew clothes for my dolls, which is one of my favorite things to do. So, because you know, sometimes you go to the store and you're like, these Barbie fashion packs don't really thrill me, and then buying vintage doll clothes can be just as expensive as buying like clothes for me. You know, like sometimes you pay $20 for a pair of doll shoes. Yeah, so come along with me and right, there she is. super cute. Beautiful. Nope, they kind of fit. I'll figure your shoes out. But here is my pattern. We're going to kind of do it like we would an actual person. So that looks like it's going to fit. But see here. But there's where her waistline is. I need a good pencil. So belly here. So that's a pretty good difference. And then for length, that's right where her crotch is. But if we bring up the waistline, it should bring up her thing, and then we can do that one thing at a time. And then we're just gonna fold up to here. There, we got her where her waistline's gonna be. Because I want enough room for our arms. So yes, now that's at our waistline. So now let's look where that's gonna hit her. Her knee is a bit higher. So I want the skirt. Her knee's like right here. And I want the skirt to be like right here. So for this hem, we're just going to trim it. Be about there. It's going to be a pretty short dress, but she's pretty short. And then we want to hem. And then we're going to trim this, and then we're going to do the same thing to this. And let's check her sleeve length. Where's her sleeve going to be? It's going to be pretty long, I think. So we're going to take it to there about. So just so I don't have to measure, how I'm going to transfer the markings is I line up the side seams, and then I'm just going to go over them where they were, and then they leave a line. So then I can just go. I really need to get myself a tripod. Like that. And then again, now this is something that you do with like actual people clothes too. Do it. Ta-da! I'm going to cut these. So since these are patterns that I've printed out from my computer, I'm not particularly fussed about like tracing them since they are not the originals. But if they were the originals, I'd be just tracing them and redoing it. Like folding it is like but cutting is a different thing. So let's look. Yeah, that should be good. So it's like gonna be a little mini skirt. That's that. Now we're going to cut out the fabric. Yep. Here I got the fabric, and I wanted to have it so that there was something pretty funky on the front. So kind of go around and figure out. This is called like fussy cutting. Actually, down here has this really cool motif. So I think I'll go from here and cut down here and across. So we're gonna make this a little easier to watch. And I want my front piece to be like here. So we're gonna fold right there. Super scientific. Because I want to kind of continue that line. So we're going to go like right next to it. So then it kind of matches up. And this works like if you're doing a check pattern or stripes, you want to make sure it's like all lined up. Sometimes on the patterns, they have like little notches to help you line up stuff. These ones really don't, but when you're cutting, you want to make sure you're either marking them or like cutting them. So now I got all my pieces. We're going to take these out. And now what we're going to do is, that's pretty funky. Here's the back. What we're going to do, let's see how this turned out. Beautiful. Is I have this stuff called fray check, and we're going to go around all the edges so then it doesn't fray while I sew it. And then that way I don't have to worry about really seaming them too much. This is fray check. It's by Dritz. I usually buy it in bulk online. And I say bulk, it's like 2-pack. Because when you're doing a lot of stuff, it does go quickly. But it's very useful. And I just put a paper towel underneath to protect my work area because it does go through. Some people say, like, suggest using like white glue. I really don't suggest that, since white glue can reactivate when it's too moist. There's too much moisture in the air. So this does not It's a little smelly. Whoop. That's great. And on light color, here you can see here, like on light colored fabrics, you can kind of see it, but that's in the seam allowance, so it's gonna be fine. Right. So these are all sealed, and now I'm going to let them sit and dry because it does take a couple minutes to dry, but I'm going to go out and do some errands. And then when I get back, we're going to sew this. And I think, yeah, that'll look cute. I'm going to do this right down the middle because I don't think, yeah, we're just going to do it right down the middle. I've seen a lot of like 60s fashions that look like that. So that's what we're going to do. Right. So now that these are all dry and they're kind of stiff on the edges, I'm going to go in and iron some of the hems. I'm going to first hem the sleeves. I did about a 1/4 inch. I just kind of eyeball it. If you want to measure, but we're going to just do these. And yeah, sometimes I would do the neckline, like you cut it, you like trim it and then you fold it over, but this one you do after that. So we're gonna hem these, and here, I'll show you. So this is the sewing machine I use for my dog clothes. It's a Singer slant stitch machine. It is from the 50s, 60s. You can see here, kind of, where is it? See that little hole? This is a straight stitch machine, which is very good for doll clothes because then it doesn't suck down the fabric too much. And I would, if you can change your faceplate on your machine, it's always great. A lot of machines are allowed to do that, can do that. But I love my super mechanical straight stitch machine. I go to a pretty fine stitch, and yeah, so we're gonna sew these and then I'll show you the next couple parts. Okay, and for here we're going to show the shoulder seams on each side, and it's also the neckline, so we're going to sew up in there. So here I have sewn the shoulder seams and neck, and I have clipped so that when I fold this down, it's not going to be as thick. And so I'm going to go back in and fold this down to make the neck. So you can see here, I've sewn the neckline. What I forgot to say in the last little blip was that I clip on the curves to help fold it down in a nice smooth line. And then I also press the heck out of it before I sew. So I get this nice curved seam without having to use any sort of facing. And then this also allows me, this is why I also use fray check, is because then I don't have to worry about this stuff fraying so much. My next step is to insert the sleeves. And you do that, I'll have to put it in the iCard. But there's a really good video showing how to basically walk doll sleeves with sewing without having to pin it. And it's a little fiddly, but once you get the hang of it, it's really, really easy. It might sound a little scary, but I really don't use too many pins when I sew. I usually just end up poking myself and getting mad and running over them. So I do a lot of pinless sewing, and yeah, I'll link that tutorial for doing these doll sleeves because that's a really, really good one. All right, so here we go. The sleeves are in, and I'm going to press the seams towards the sleeves and give that everything a good press before I do the side seam and the back. Okay, so I've sewn the side seams and clipped the curves to help, just to help to make it flow nice. And sometimes you need to, if you have like really tiny seams, you might need to press down, have the extra sewn down to help that underarm look pretty tight. And then here's the back. So then I'm going to press it and hem it, and then that's basically it. Then you just have to add your closure, which in this case I'm doing 2 little snap closures. Now we're going to sew the snaps on. I've doubled up my thread so it's a little easier, and I sew, if I can pick that up, there we go, my snaps on. I sew the female snap on to the side that's not going to be showing. Sometimes you make some mistakes. There's nothing to get frustrated over. Just keep on trucking. There we go. Let's check. Top. And there we go. Bottom. Nice. Now I'm gonna sew this on in 2 rows. And sometimes I'll do this on the machine, but most of the time I just find it easier to do it by hand, especially when my machine decides it's going to act up. So I'm gonna see, because it's gonna go measure. Do 2 sides. Just make sure that we're on. Nice and narrow. Just kind of press that. Now here is where I do use pins, and let's make sure I have this, because there is usually a right and a wrong side on trim, so gonna have it kind of wrap like that. Then right down the middle. All right, so see, here's the back, there's the front, and now I'm gonna go do the other side. All right, so here's the front, all done. Maybe a little fuzzies, and you can see on the back, it's all just zigzag, all tacked down. So yeah, let's go see if it fits on our girl. Right, so holding this by hand because I managed to break my thing that I've been holding my phone with. So her little shoes don't want to stay on her feet, so instead I am going to be using these little boots, and she's going to be accessorized with this gold thing, and if you give me a hot second I will show you what she looks like. Right, here she is. She is all dressed up in her super cute mod outfit in her little boots. I think, like, I love when I go and look through my bin of doll stuff and find items that are like, wow, this was just waiting for this doll. Just love it, love it, love it. They're absolutely perfect for her. Went on super easy, and they make her stand. So, or kind of stand. Anyway, so here she is. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments maybe what you would like to see more of from my channel. If you would like more kind of tutorial. It's not really a tutorial. Sew along kind of thing, dress up. Yeah, and let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next video. All right, bye.